I'm thrilled with that.
And you're making everybody happy.
Right.
And he's giving away his knowledge here on Call for Help. And this is actually, now I thought all formulas were visible. You just click on the cell and you see the formula, don't you?
Okay, but we have this big worksheet. Which cells have formulas? That's the big question.
Yeah,
some are numbers and some are formulas. And so I have some tricks today to help us find the cells with formulas.
Okay.
And some of these are pretty obscure. My first trick...
I like obscure tricks.
You like it? Yeah, okay, good. All right. I'm going to go to the Edit Go-To menu. Okay. And to me, Go-To is a horrible menu.
Because that's like you jump to A1, C1, right?
I would just hit page down or something.
Right.
Why would I even go here?
Right.
But in the lower left-hand corner of this dialog box is something called Special. Mm-hmm. And if I choose Special, then I can say I want to select all of the formulas on the sheet.
Look at that.
It highlights all the formulas.
All of the formulas are highlighted.
Right.
So that's a cell. Those are all cells that are calculated.
Yes, exactly. So now that they're highlighted, I want to kind of keep them highlighted so I can use a fill color. There we go. And so now I can see all the cells that have...
How did you do that?
I used the fill tool.
Okay,
fill
and
color.
you just selected a color.
Right.
And because those cells have been selected already...
Using the Go-To Special formula.
And they'll stay selected now.
Right. Right. Now, eventually I'm going to
revert.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But, this way I can bounce around here and kind of see exactly what's going on. Okay, now another trick, and someone might have actually found this one accidentally and been freaked out. If you hold down Control and hit the back apostrophe, which is underneath the tilde, it shows you all of the formulas.
This would freak you out.
Yes,
where my numbers go?
Right.
Yeah.
So you can see all the formulas at once.
What happens to the numbers? The numbers go away when you do that?
Well, they're still there. You can go back.
I see. It
just
expands it. I get it.
Right.
Okay.
And so you can see the formulas.
That's really handy.
That is cool. Okay, now, once we get into some serious, here's a huge formula. With
that's
the label.
Probably, you can't see the whole thing, right?
Yeah. So if I hit the F2 key, it will actually highlight all of the cells that make up that formula, which is good. But some of those cells are made up of other cells.
Right.
All right. So
that's why the highlighting helped, though, because now you know which is which. Right?
Yeah.
But we'd like to see the whole darn thing.
Okay. So under Tools, Formula Auditing.
Formula Auditing.
There's two choices: trace precedence and trace dependence. Precedence is a fancy word for these are the things that make up this cell.
Okay.
All right.
And the things that came first.
Yes, right.
And dependence are the things that are calculated by.
That depend on this cell.
Okay.
So if I'm about to delete a row, I would want to see what depends on it.
Right.
Okay. So I choose trace precedence, and it nicely puts arrows to all the places.
Look at that.
Now.
That's clever.
Let's do it again. I'm not going to reselect anything. Tools, Formula Auditing, Trace Precedence, and from all of those cells, it shows me.
So you can see the whole flow.
That's that's a second level, and then Tools, Formula Auditing, Trace Precedence. I mean, eventually you realize that every cell in this worksheet goes into that number. Don't touch anything.
Don't mess with it. So you've basically traced it all the way back.
Right.
Wow.
Now let me remove the arrows. And one last trick. This trick is brand new in Excel 2003.
Okay.
And, I always say they've added nothing to Excel 2003. That's not true. They added this.
One thing.
One thing.
More than that. More than one.
But I'll get the letter from Microsoft on Monday, won't I?
Things. We have 733 new features in Excel. What are you talking about?
And none of them were useful.
Yeah, right. None of anybody asked for.
Tools, Formula Auditing, Evaluate Formula. This is the wildest thing. It lets you see the formula get calculated in slow motion.
Oh, wow.
All right, so this is the whole formula.
You can really understand what it's doing.
And if you talk about order of operations, what comes first, the thing that's underlined is going to be evaluated next. So E30 is what it's going to figure out next. Yeah. And if I want to, I can say...
Step through it one by one.
Step in, and it'll show me that E30 is made up of E28.
Oh, this is great. It's really a trace through.
Evaluate, and then step out. Okay, and next it's going to do C4. I can just say, all right, let's see that. Then it's going to do... And so I can, if I have something that's giving me the wrong answer, I can see it one step at a time.
Very useful.
That is very useful.
Yeah.
So they did add something.
Happens to me all the time where something's wrong. I don't know exactly what's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
you could probably look at it and go immediately, oh, I know it's wrong.
Oh, man, sometimes it gets really confusing. Yeah. So it helps to be able to either highlight them or just even the F2 trick to see, well, these are the cells that are flowing into that formula.
I guess with business today and things like Sarbanes-Oxley, you really have to be able to prove that your numbers are valid.
And I've heard some study that said that out of every 100 spreadsheets, 5 of them have formulas that are wrong.
Wow.
Which, if that's being used to report numbers, well, what a nightmare for the industry.
Right, exactly.